2, 1.
Hello there, it is Friday is it the 10th of June? I think it's the 10th of June. Yes, it is the 10th of June. I only know that because it's my dad's birthday on Tuesday, so I've counted from the 7th. It's Friday morning, it is the middle of a baking hot week. It's been beautiful all week. Which makes, if you're a crafter, the hot weather can sometimes be a blessing, it can sometimes be a bit of a curse. Before the hot weather came upon us, I managed to finish this blanket, which is a crocheted shell stitch blanket, if you can see the colours there, for a very lovely little baby, one of the prettiest babies I've seen, I must be honest. My cousin's daughter, and they've not got this yet by the way, obviously I'm going to go and give it to them next week. And I wanted to do something a little bit vintage in feel, and I thought that the colours and this stitch were a bit vintagey. It's the shell stitch taken from the Spice of Life Cal, and do you know what, I actually can't remember now how many chains I did at the beginning. What we are going to do is we're going to be offering this as a kit with a free pattern in it as well over the next couple of weeks. So keep your eyes peeled for that. The only thing I'm not sure about, and Amy and I have just had a bit of a chat about this and thought we might put something on Facebook, I've only done a border of a double crochet because I sort of felt it was enough. Looking at it now, I don't know. So we'd quite like your thoughts, so we're going to put a post on Facebook, you'll be able to comment on it over the weekend, and to say whether you think it needs a border, and if so, what border would you do? Because I don't want to do anything too fancy, because I think one of the things I like about the blanket is the simplicity of it, and the fact that it is just the repeated stitch. But let us know if you think that needs something more than just a double crochet around it to finish it off. Let me know, and you never know, I might even do it. Can't say I'll do it straight away, but I might do it. So that has been something I've finished. What I must say, that was in the bag that I've just brought out. I was going to put that colour in it, and I'm really glad I didn't now, because I think it would have just brightened it up that bit too much. So I'm glad I stuck to my guns and didn't. I've now got to think of something to do with that ball of yarn as well. But there you go. So that's what I've finished. But because it's been hot, I was thankful to have finished that one last weekend before the really hot weather came. By the way, if you're watching this video and you live down south, I believe you've had a terrible weather week. But I'm not going to apologise for that, because it doesn't often happen the other way, that the north is bathed in sunshine and the south has rain. It's generally always us that gets the rain. But I hope it brightens up for the weekend for you. When it's hot, I struggle with what to do. I do a lot of blankets. I don't necessarily want to do a blanket on my knee. Something like that. It started to get quite hot doing it. But what I tend to do is more cross stitch, etc. when it's warmer. And I have been working on this one a bit, which is one of the Derwent Water designs in tulips. And I think I mentioned this on the last video because I'm having lots of building work done at the moment. So my idea is to do 3 of these and frame them all together. But that it's just easy not to have something draping over my lap. So if you are finding your knitting or your crochet or your sewing a little bit much in this weather, cross stitches or long stitch or embroidery is always something to start, because you do hold it up so you don't get that heat from it, to be honest. The other thing you can do in this weather, and it's something we've talked about on the newsletters, if you've not seen that, make sure you sign up for the newsletters, is granny squares. Granny squares are great because you're only working on a small surface at a time, so again it's not draped over your knee. And this is, this is the Garden Route blanket done by Emma Varnum, which is a free pattern on our website, and we also sell it as a kit. And Emma did this, the reason I want to talk about it was Emma did this while she was on holiday in South Africa. Because there were small granny squares, it was very easy to pick up and put down. And again, it's a very small project that you can join together at a later date, so you're not necessarily getting that heat from having this on you all the time. With that in mind, if the weather continues, I'm thinking of doing this, which is very similar, which is the latest Jane Crow design. Jane Crow, as you know, comes to us quite a lot. We do a lot of workshops, and I personally, Jane is exceptional. She's so creative and so talented, and a lovely person to boot. And this is her latest design, which is Mystical Lanterns. She came up with the Mystical Lantern design, I think about 12-18 months ago, and has done it in various, she's done a scarf, she's done a shawl, she's done the blanket. The scarf and shawl you can get as, I think you can get them as patterns on her website, but this is the blanket pattern that she's done with Stylecraft. And this is really, really, really beautiful. I think they're called tessellated, is that right, when they go up like that? And it looks really, really lovely. These are the starts. We're actually having this blanket made up to go on display in the shop and the shows, because we all fell in love with it when Jane showed it to us. and these are the start of the ones that Sue, who crochets a lot of our blankets, is doing. She has a mathematical formula for working out, so they're all different colours. I tend to do just the pick the one out the bag routine, but Sue does it a bit more methodically than I do. So that is possibly something that I'm thinking of starting when I get a bit bored of that, because you know I like to have a few things on the go. Scarlett, my eldest daughter, saw this when Jane came in and fell in love with it, so I'm thinking this could be something for her bedroom. I am also, Scarlett's name coming up again, I need to make sure I include Madeline next time. Knitting Scarlett a garment, which at the moment I'm okay with because it's not on my knee, but Scarlett fell in love with this when she came into the shop, and it goes down to children's sizes. It's done in Conway and Bliss Lolly, which comes from the Debbie Bliss family. It's actually Debbie Bliss's daughter's yarn line, and it's a really, really, really lovely chain construction with slubs of colour in it. And the design is great because it's knitted sideways on. So if you can see, this is what I've done so far. I've done it in the turquoise because it's Scarlett's favourite colour, and it's quite interesting because I've done to there, so that will be the sleeve, and then you knit a bit further and you divide for the neck, but you knit it all in one piece across the side. So I'm quite enjoying doing it. I've never knitted anything side on before. It took me a little bit of a while to get my head around which bit I was doing. I'll blame that on the fact that I'm always tired at night when I start to knit. It's a bit of a boring knit because I've got 200 odd stitches and I'm just going backwards and forwards on a circular needle. But quite nice at night when I don't want to think. But I say that is going to get a bit too much for me in the minute if the heat wave continues. So I'll possibly then go back onto that and do my mystical lanterns as well. So there you go, some ideas to do in the heat. And also, if you could go online and comment on the crochet blanket and tell me whether I need to do a border or not. If I need to do a border, can you make sure it's a really easy one? Alright, and that's it from me. Thank you.